Hello and welcome back to Beautiful Gold TV. Well, Paul Pogba has been talking. Boy, has he been talking. Incredible quotes come out from Paul Pogba in the last couple of days about his situation in Manchester United. Is he going to leave? Isn't he going to leave? What's his relationship with Mourinho like? Let's get into it.
Oh, what a finish! Beautiful goal.
So, following France's first game of the international break, Paul Pogba comes out and, casts his doubt over his Manchester United future. He's posed a question by a journalist, and you can read his comments on screen right now. He basically said that he's under contract with Manchester United and he's focused and he will always give his best for Manchester United, but we never know what can happen in the next few months, casting serious doubt over his commitment to the club long term and over his future at Manchester United long term. He also was asked about his relationship with Jose Mourinho, and he described their relationship as being a pure player-coach relationship. What you want to read into that, I guess, is entirely up to you. The way I read into those comments, he's basically saying, look, Mourinho's my boss. We don't have a warm relationship, but he's the coach. He's the manager and I'm the player, and we get on with the job professionally, but there's no real warm relationship there. It was an opportunity for him to say, Mourinho is a great manager. I've learned a lot from him, but of course, given the things Jose has come out and said about him, and the clash of egos that I think has gone on behind the scenes, not only between Pogba and Mourinho, but between Mourinho and Pogba's agent, Raiola. I think, of course, things aren't good. And Pogba, he was given the opportunity. He could have just, been diplomatic about it and batted the question. Oftentimes football players pull these politician stunts where they come out and they are asked a question and they speak for like 30 seconds, but ultimately don't really say anything. And he could have done that if he was trying not to stoke the flame and, stoke the fire. But clearly he was. And I can only interpret this as him angling for a move, especially coming out and saying the next few months. Now, I've read a whole bunch of articles from many different sources, links in the description below, talking about Pogba and pushing for a move in January and Barca being interested in him. Gerard Pique has come out publicly and said that Barca would love to have Pogba, so they're lobbying for him. Suarez also said that Pogba probably wants to compete for trophies, and at United he can't really compete for the top trophies. Fuck you, Suarez, by the way, just for that one, even though it's probably true. But so he's come out and he's cast out over his Manchester United future. United won the game against Burnley. That could have been the game that, rebooted the whole season, and United could have turned the corner, gone on a run of positive results, and it could have been that. But I said in a previous video that I thought that result just really served to paper over the cracks at United, and that's honestly exactly what I think. And I think Pogba's comments just show, that things aren't all rosy despite that victory. And there's only a few players in that United dressing room who are still fighting for Mourinho. Lukaku, of course, said that, Mourinho's a different player a different manager completely behind closed doors to how he is in front of the camera. Nemanja Matic came out and said that Jose's antics post-game Spurs and all his drama in the press conferences is actually good for the players because it takes the attention off them. I really don't think that, I don't buy into it. I don't buy into the fact that Jose's reactions post-game have been measured. I saw him melt down too often post-game in his second stint at Chelsea when things weren't going well. I've seen him melt down at Real Madrid when, they got knocked out in the semi-finals against Barca in his first season there. And he doesn't respond well to defeat. I don't buy the fact that these outbursts in press conferences are Machiavellian ploys to, distract from his players' poor performances. I think it's just narcissistic ploys to defend himself and self-preserve and make sure that no one points a finger at Jose Mourinho. It's the players' fault for not executing his tactics. So that's a load of bullshit. Anyway, I digress. Point is, shit's not cool between Pogba and Jose. That's why Pogba, was supposed to enter into contract negotiations for a new deal. Him and Martial. They've delayed those talks because they're waiting to see what happens with Mourinho. I think, and then the weird thing is, Pogba, a couple of days after that, then is asked, look, why did you come out and make those comments? People have been talking about your future. And then he turns around and says, well, it's not me who's talking. I'm guessing by saying that, and these are the comments, this is the second interview where he, denies saying anything about wanting to leave. I mean, that's just crazy. He said it a couple of days before, and now he's saying, I'm not the one talking. They must be drinking some real good wine in that France squad, or I don't know what the hell he's on. Some Serpa lead vibes. The man loves hip hop, yes sir. Probably, anyway. Point is, that's crazy. He clearly was the one 2 days ago speaking about his future, casting doubt over his future. Now he's just blaming the papers, blaming Mino Raiola. Who's he blaming? Who's talking about it? Yes, he was asked the questions by journalists, and he was just being honest. People were saying you can't really fault him for just being honest. Fair play, but is it really necessary? You're away with your country, focus on your country, and if people do ask you questions about Manchester United, why can't you just give answers that are not inflammatory and aren't going to worsen the situation? I can only conclude that, Pogba, as long as Jose Mourinho is Manchester United manager, is not really happy to be there. And also, even if Jose Mourinho were to leave and another manager were to come in, even if it was Zidane, we have to remember that Mino Raiola, who is Pogba's agent, makes money off his players moving around a lot. He's done this his whole career. Look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic, for one example, a player who moved around pretty much every 2-3 years in his career. And Mino Raiola is behind that. Henrik Mkhitaryan, Paul Pogba, Lukaku is another player who moved around quite a fair bit. So, if Pogba engineers a move to Barca and, United end up selling, Raiola stands to make a fortune from that, as he always does with his agent fees. So, I don't really think that it's only just down to Mourinho, but I think Sir Alex Ferguson was right in his assessment of Mino Raiola all those years ago. And, I think he was also right in his assessment of Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba as a player, we've yet to see him consistently produce a high level of performance in the Premier League. And if he were to leave Manchester United, I don't think he would leave having really shown and really proven himself in the Premier League consistently. We've seen glimpses of him being a world-class player, but he hasn't really shown it often enough. Certainly not the Paul Pogba that we saw for France in the World Cup, where he was really, truly outstanding, So let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? Should Paul Pogba just shut his mouth and focus on performances and improving his performances for Manchester United, which this season have not really been good at all? Is he right to just answer the questions the way he has? How will his comments affect Manchester United when he gets back to Old Trafford? That's going to be the interesting thing. Will Jose Mourinho respond? I guess we'll see. That's it for Beautiful Goal TV for today. If you like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about this whole Pogba situation. Will he be a Manchester United player come next summer? And thank you very much for watching. This has been Beautiful Goal TV. I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, what a finish!